If you go to Ramanasramam, you will see 4 tombs for 4 animals. Bhagavan treated animals just like he treated human beings. There was absolutely no difference. Just as he bestowed liberation for his mother, so he conferred mukti to a deer, a dog, a crow, and the cow Lakshmi. And these are the only known instances. Moreover, when Bhagavan was at Skanda Ashram, Kunju Swami told me that he himself had seen this. As soon as a baby monkey was born, the entire group of monkeys would come to Bhagavan and place the newborn with blood and all on his lap. Bhagavan would wash it and return it to the mother. This is indeed a remarkable phenomenon, because usually if a human being were to so much as touch a newborn monkey, the whole herd would reject the newborn. He also cared for the delivery of the ashram pups. Squirrels used to complain to Bhagavan, who would often mediate between them if they quarreled. He even would attend to cats whenever they were ill. There was one cat that had a diseased eye. Bhagavan kept a towel with which he would wipe its eye clean to the chagrin of his attendant. Bhagavan respected his attendant's feelings too, so he would wash this towel himself. Bhagavan rarely asked anyone for anything. Once, a stranger sat in his presence in the hall. Bhagavan looked at him and asked, "Next time, will you please bring me some cashew nuts?" Everybody was surprised. Bhagavan was a shy person and not one known to come forward to talk to new visitors. Here, most extraordinarily, he was not only volunteering to talk to a stranger, but almost begging him to bring something for him. Soon everyone knew the reason. It was for the squirrels. They would not eat peanuts and were partial to cashew nuts. The ashram management felt differently. Their point was, they are only squirrels. If they are hungry, they will eat anything. We can feed them peanuts. But they never touched the peanuts. 6 or 7 squirrels stood complaining in front of Bhagavan. That is what Bhagavan said. They are cajoling me and asking me where their food is. World War II was going on at the time, and cashew nut production had been nationalized, making them unavailable in the market. There was no cashew in the ashram kitchen, and the store had only a few which the cooks wanted to save for their cooking. Bhagavan sent for cashew 4 times, but they said, "These cashew nuts are for making sweets." Finally, Bhagavan's boundless compassion won over his natural restraint and taciturnity to get cashew nuts for the squirrels through this visitor. Bhagavan could often be seen breaking the cashew nuts into small pieces and keeping them in a small box. The only thing he asked for was cashew for the squirrels. Snakes and peacocks also frequently found their way to Ramana Ashramam. The great master gave us an example of his compassion even in his last moments. Just before Bhagavan dropped the body, he asked to be helped up to Padmasana, the lotus posture. A white peacock was making sounds outside. After 5 minutes, Bhagavan opened his eyes and said, "He is hungry. Feed him." In India, animals and birds are usually referred to in the neutral gender as it. But Bhagavan always attributed and referred to them as he or she. These are one of the last few sentences he spoke. Bhagavan's compassion to animals and birds cannot even be called extraordinary. because he treated every being alike. It is only because we perceive the difference between the animal kingdom and mankind that we glorify Bhagavan's love for animals. Bhagavan was not paying any special attention to them. He was paying equal attention to all. Dandapani Swami was the cook and Bhagavan assisted him. Every morning, Dandapani Swami would bring a type of cactus which had to be ground or else could not be eaten. Bhagavan would grind it, and this eventually caused blisters on the fingers of his right hand. Bhagavan, of course, did not mind, but it irked Kunju Swami, and he told Dandapani Swami, "Do not bring that cactus from now on. I am not the cook. Do not interfere in my job," Dandapani Swami said. Kunju Swami went to Bhagavan and complained, "Bhagavan, I have told Dandapani Swami not to bring this cactus, but he insists on bringing it, and this has caused you blisters. I will not eat it if you grind it." Nothing changed the next day, so Kunju Swami refused to eat. Bhagavan noticed this and said, "What freedom do I have when I have to obey whatever anyone says? If I do not obey them, they say that they will not eat. Where is my freedom?" Kunju Swami was deeply hurt, but Bhagavan continued with playful taunting. "Kunju, may I get up? I have eaten now." Or, "May I enter? May I read this book? If I read this without your permission, will you not eat? Kunju, may I go out? I want to take a walk on the hill. May I? Or you will not eat?" This plunged Kunju Swami into depression. After experiencing this for 3 days, he told Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, I am going to Tirupati. My train leaves at 6:30. Tirupati is a pilgrimage center in Andhra Pradesh, nearly 100 miles from Tiruvannamalai. After lunch, Bhagavan suddenly said, "I am going around the hill. Let us all go." Ramakrishna Swami told Kunju Swami, "Your train is at 6:30. We will go all around Arunachala with Bhagavan. When we approach the town, you can catch your train." Kunju Swami agreed and decided to take the opportunity to walk around the hill. But on that day, Bhagavan deliberately walked very slowly, so slowly that by the time they reached the outskirts of the city, the train had already left. Bhagavan said, "See, Kunju, your train is moving. Go and get on." Then he consoled Kunju Swami, saying, "You cannot even eat the ashram food. You find the sambar and rasam so spicy that you dilute them. In Andhra Pradesh, everything is made with chilies. How can you eat there?" Kunju Swami prostrated at Bhagavan's feet, later telling me, "I served Bhagavan day and night and became a little proud of my proximity to him. I had begun to think that I was superior to all because I had been close to Bhagavan, and that I was his best devotee and servant. Bhagavan just played a leela, the divine play, and snubbed me in his most natural and beautiful way." Ramakrishna Swami had a younger brother called Vasu, who was studying in college 400 miles away from Tiruvannamalai. One day, he got a letter from his family that Vasu was following a hatha yogi who had taught him the practice of concentrating between the eyebrows. Vasu was so obsessed with doing this that he had almost turned mad. He was not able to eat or sleep and was in a pitiable condition. but he would not listen to his family's advice to desist. Ramakrishna Swami told Bhagavan, who knew all the family members, he said, "Bhagavan, if I go, he will not listen to me." Then Bhagavan said, "Kunju, you go and tell him about the teaching." Ramakrishna Swami had only 5 rupees to give to Kunju Swami. It was enough to buy a train ticket, but not for food on the way. They didn't know how to tell Bhagavan this. Finally, Kunju Swami said, "It doesn't matter. Bhagavan has asked me to go, so I will go. It is all right even if I remain hungry." His train was at 6:30 in the evening. At 3 that afternoon, a visitor brought puris, an Indian fried bread. Bhagavan used to eat 2 if they were small, or 1 if they were bigger. Bhagavan practiced equal sharing. If there was only 1 puri and many people to share it with, he would make it into smaller pieces and distribute them equally to everyone. But on this day, when the puri was served to him in the hall, he did not stop with 1. The visitors gave Bhagavan 2 puris and waited, then 3 and waited expectantly, then 4 and 5 and 6. Only then did Bhagavan say, "Enough." Everybody was surprised that Bhagavan had accepted 6 puris when he would normally eat only 1. He then slowly and neatly packed 5 puris and called Kunju Swami, who had not yet told him of his problem, saying to him, "You have got money only for the ticket, but what will you eat? Take this to eat on the way." Kunju would narrate this incident with great emotion. Bhagavan's tender, loving, and caring ways are so beautiful.